What's going on, guitar fans far and wide? If this reaches you, I do hope all is well. I'm Chris and this is the Sessioner, the place for all things guitar, and as always, I thank you so much for watching. Alright, I got on the desk today, Fender Mustang Micro Headphone Amp. 25 amps and effects from the world's most popular digital amplifier series. Rechargeable headphone amplifier with 4+ hours of continuous battery life. Jam along with your favorite songs or videos wirelessly over Bluetooth. You can record directly on your Mac or PC or via USB connectivity. See the side there? Let's see what we get in the box. Obviously we get our USB charging cord. Cool little effects card. It's like a quick thumb wheel kind of thing of all the effects, show you the colors and what they do. We're going to go through every single one of these in this review. Now obviously we get the unit, and I've had this for almost a year and a half by now, so I put this through everything. I've dropped it 100 times and it's still going strong. It'll fit any guitar too. Just turn it this way or that way. It fits a Strat, fits a Gibson, whatever you want. There's all your buttons here and your power button there. Just a little bit of what the inside of the box looks like. And this is a more in-depth description of all the amps. Like we'll go through the amps real quickly here. First one is a 65 twin and compressor. Then we have a 65 deluxe, 57 twin, 60s British, 65 deluxe in a green box, which is a tube screamer, 70s British, 90s American, which I think is a Mesa, Bass Breaker 15 high gain, which is one of my favorites. You got the FBE 100, which is the Freeman Brown Eye, I believe, which is another great one. The Metal 2000, which is the PV50 150, which I really like too. The Uber is the Bogner Uber Shell, which is really thick sounding. And this is just a studio preamp, which I use to record the bass. And I just wanted to let you guys know, everything you hear in this review is done with this. Completely off of battery power. The bass, all the guitar tracks, everything you hear in the mix track, everything is this Mustang Micro. So without further ado, let's get into it and see what this Swiss Army knife for guitars can do. So before we get into some more information on this thing, I just want to go over the shear applications that you can apply this thing to. Like, of course, you can use a regular amp. All you need is a 1/4-inch cord and a 1/4-inch adapter. You're going to take the Mustang Micro, you're going to take your cord, and you're just going to put the adapter on the cord, like so. The other end into the Mustang Micro, and then into your amp, and then obviously into your guitar. How about a construction radio? Pretty much, if it has an audio input, you can play the guitar through it. So again, you're going to take the adapter off, and you put the end of the Mustang Micro, and then simply just put your other end into your whatever device's audio input you're using. In this case, it's a DeWalt workplace radio. Any kind of speakers you have, but powered speakers like these water speakers, they sound like crap, but they're just fun to play through just to see if it would work. And it does. Next, we're going to get to the actual pedal board. So you can use this thing as an actual amp. What you're going to do is you're going to plug your adapter back on. Get your Mustang Micro. You're going to plug it into the end pedal, or your pedal board, or your pedal chain, into the Mustang Micro, and then the other end into your speaker, which in this case is a Mississippi Marshall, good old Peavey. And it will obviously fit all your guitars, your Gibsons, your ES335s, your Strats, basses, whatever you have, this thing will fit in it, no problem. And just as simple as an audio interface, the Mustang Micro, 1/4-inch cord and a 1/4-inch adapter, you get great recordings. This is how I recorded this review, like I said before. Awesome. Alright, let's take a look at some features. We have A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. We're going to start at A with the rotating input plug. It's a standard 1/4-inch plug, rotates up to 270 degrees for easy compatibility with all popular guitar models. For B, we have our master volume. A thumb wheel control adjusts instrument and overall output level to headphones, earbuds, or recording software. Our C is amp buttons. Our plus and minus buttons select amplifier from 12 models. The LED color indicates amp model in use. Our D is our EQ buttons. Plus and minus adjust tone selections include flat setting, 2 progressively darker settings, and 2 progressively brighter settings. EQ control is post amplifier. LED color indicates EQ settings in use. For E, we have effects button LED. For plus and minus, select effect or effects combination from 12 different options. The LED color indicates effect model in use. For F, we have modify effects, and the plus and minus control one particular parameter of the selected effect. LED color indicates parameter setting in use. Our G is our power Bluetooth switch. 3-position slider switch turns Mustang Micro on and off and activates Bluetooth, indicates power Bluetooth charging status. And our charging lights are red, yellow, and green. For H and I, it's just a stereo headphone jack and a USB jack for charging, recording output, and firmware updates. And now we'll get into our amp models and effects models. There's 12 of each category. So for the amp models, we have a 65 Twin Plus compressor, we have a 65 Deluxe, we have a 57 Twin, we have a 60s British, we have a 65 Deluxe in green box, which is a tube screamer, 70s British, 90s American, which is a Mesa, Bassbreaker 15 High Gain, which is one of my favorites, the FBE 100, which is a Friedman Brown Eye, which is great, the Metal 2000, which is a 5150, is great, the Uber, which is a Bogner Ubershaw, which is super thick, and we have the Studio Preamp, which I use for bass, which is absolutely amazing. For effects models, we have a large hall reverb, we have a 65 spring reverb, a modulated large hall reverb, which I use a lot, we have a sine chorus with a large room reverb, triangle flanger with a large room, we have a vintage tremolo with a spring reverb, we have a vibratone large room reverb, we We have a harmonic tremolo with a large room reverb, which is another one of my favorites. We have a slapback delay with large room reverb, a tape delay with small room reverb. We have a chorus plus mono delay plus large hall reverb. And last but not least, we have a 2290 delay plus large room reverb. Alright guys, I tried my best to showcase every single tone that this thing can produce in the shortest amount of time that I could do it. It was a lot of work. I hope you guys enjoy it. I also wanted to share one last cool thing that you can do with the Mustang Micro, and you might be able to annoy your family a little bit in the process. So check this out. And we'll test out the Bluetooth streaming in this video as well. So check it out. There's 12 of them to get through, so we're going to go through them on a clean and a dirty channel. So the first one up is hall reverb. Next up we got spring reverb. Next up we have modulated reverb, one of my favorites. Next up we have chorus and reverb. Next up we have flanger and reverb. Next we have vintage tremolo and reverb. Next up is vibratone and reverb. And next we have harmonic tremolo and reverb. Now we get into the delays. This is a slapback delay and reverb. Now we got a tape delay and reverb. And next we have chorus delay and reverb. And last but not least, we have the 2290 delay and reverb. Alright, so now we're going to switch to overdrive. We're going to go to the Metal 2000, which is the PV50 150. And we'll start over again. Right where we started at the beginning at the Hall Reverb. Next we got spring reverb. Next we have modulated reverb. Next we have chorus and reverb. Next we have flanger and reverb. Next we have vintage tremolo and reverb. Vibraton and reverb. Harmonic tremolo and reverb. slapback delay and reverb. Tape delay and reverb. Chorus delay and reverb. And last but not least, our 2290 delay and reverb. So we'll probably get a little crazy. Back on top with the Mustang micro amp, and I think it is a Swiss Army knife for guitars. What do you guys think? Any of you guys own one of these out there, or the new X Mighty Plug? How do they compare? And imagine the new X is a little better just because of the headphone amp and whatnot, but this thing, you can take it anywhere. It's absolutely tiny. Like in perspective of one of these little tuners, like look at the size difference. Like it's so small. And I wanted to reiterate again, this whole demo was recorded with just this. Just this. Like I said, the coil cable, and then straight into your interface with the 1/4 inch input. And it's awesome. Absolutely awesome. You don't even need an amp. You just plug in and play. And not to mention all the other ways you can play too, pretty much in absolutely everything, like, you know what I mean, construction radios, Bluetooth speakers, cars. So yeah, man, highly recommend it. Keep fit and have fun. Subscribe and like, and we'll see you in the next one.